Howdy, howdy. Today's Friday and I'm not really working today. I'm going to do some content. I've got one call and then I'm spending the rest of the day with my family because I can. So I wanted to talk to you today about how my daily morning routine sets me up so I actually get to work less. Now, I've been an entrepreneur for 11 years now, and the first sort of half of that was done in a completely different way to how I do things now. So it was done in a traditional way. I had a traditional office. I used to always be the first in the office, last to leave, worked 5 days a week in the office. And then I would always come home and I would work at nighttime. I would usually get up at 5 a.m., work again in the morning. And then more often than not, I would actually work on weekends as well. Now, this is previous to me having children. So it was like, because I didn't have that excuse to hang out with the family, I just worked all the time. My poor husband, he'd be left on the weekends just, twiddling his thumbs. In fact, he probably went and played golf. But now I do things completely different. And it's about really doing business like a feminine CEO. And I'll explain as we go. The way that I was doing things before was, I'd say I was a boss. Like, I was not a leader. I wasn't a CEO. I was a boss working like an employee in a company. So because I had been an employee and a really awesome employee, if any of you are watching, like, if you were an awesome employee, like, even as an employee, I would be the first to leave, first to come in, last to leave. I treated the business like it was my own. But then when I had my own business, I still worked like I was an employee, right? And an employee trying to prove something. So what I do now is I really look at my company like my role in it is the CEO of the company. And so what does a CEO of the company mean? And we really talk about feminine leadership. So what my role is in my company, which I actually have, we've got the Janine Howard Enterprises brand, which is our coaching company. And we also under that have Profile Magazine. So me as the CEO of all of that, like, it sounds like I could have a lot of stuff going on, right? And if I was working the old way of doing it, definitely I could be working 7 days a week easily. But what I do, and I've actually listed this down, I want to get really clear for you because I think this is very useful if you can follow these same steps and employ this into your business, or even if you haven't started your business yet. Like, don't do what I did and spent years and years trying to be an employee, pretending they were the boss of the company and working too many hours. Do it this way. So for me on a daily basis, it's about me setting up my state first and foremost. So before I see the kids, before I see my husband, before anything happens in my world, I do one thing that takes me 3 minutes, and I usually do it while I'm still in bed before I get up and anyone even knows I'm awake. And what that is, it's a form of meditation called a heart-brain coherence. Now, the Heart Math Institute, which is based in the United States, has been doing studies for many, many years about the relationship between the brain and the heart. And what they've found is, and this is surface level, what they've found is that within your heart, like the organ of your heart, there's actually 40,000 neuron-like structures. So neurons are in our brain. So we all know about neurons. They're the cells in our brain that actually carry thoughts around our brains, like little dendrites, little arms stick out from these neurons, connect with each other, and then a thought travels around, if it's a positive thought, another topic. Very similar in your heart. So your heart actually has memory. Your heart actually has its own brain. Now, if you spend most of your life living in this brain up here, it's very linear, it's very logical, it's very what I would call masculine, it's very thought-driven. However, if you can drop down into your heart space, into your actual heart organ, and operate from this space here with a frequency of love, and if you've watched a couple of my Facebook Lives 2 days ago, we talked about what the frequency of love is, and that's 528 hertz, above the line I'm talking about. Go back and watch that one if you're interested. So in your heart, if you can actually operate from this space, you actually operate from a soul level, right? From a grounded, beautiful, non-logical, but like I'm just going to say soul level, right? What is actually true for you? Because up here, this is not truth. What happens up here is we get programmed, right? Since birth and pre-birth, we get programmed to have certain thought patterns that are very difficult to rewire. You can rewire them. However, what I like to do each morning is drop down into my heart space and do this heart-brain coherence. So how do I do that? So you could put on some gentle music, like meditation music, and do it that way. I don't even bother. I just drop down. So it's about closing down your eyes, taking some beautiful deep breaths, just getting centered. But actually then imagining, and all you have to do is imagine. Some people say to me, I can't do this, but just imagine that you are actually breathing from your heart space. So breathing out and in from here. And then when you start to go up into your thoughts again, just let the thoughts pass by and drop down again into that heart space. While you're doing that, then start conjuring up feelings of love. Now, some people say, oh, I think about my children. Well, you know what? I love my children, but they can trigger the hell out of me. So I actually like to think about like a pure sunset, a sunrise, just something very generic that doesn't trigger you. So if you actually start thinking about breathing in love and out love, right? So your whole torus of energy field will actually start vibrating at the frequency of love. So what that does for me on a daily basis only takes 3 minutes. What that does for me, it just grounds me, and it comes from this beautiful space of love. When I make decisions during the day, I'm not coming from pre-programmed subconscious fear. I'm coming from a space of love. So my decisions are quicker because I make them from here. I ask myself in here, you know, is it yes or a no? I make them quicker, and I also make them for the highest good of myself, my clients, and all. All right, so if you want to know more about that, just give me a little message down there or private message me, because it'll change your life. Just doing 3 minutes a day of heart-brain coherence. The second thing I do to sort of, and I want to reverse engineer, is I make sure that in my month, the way that I run my business, I work in energy zones. So what I find when clients come to me, first of all, they're trying to do everything in a day, right? They're trying to be the admin person, be the marketing person, you know, serve their clients. So what I do is actually separate everything. So out of the 4 weeks, roughly 4 weeks of each month, I have 2 of those which are more client service oriented, and 2 of those which are more working on the business. And in fact, one of those weeks is completely clear of appointments, no appointments whatsoever. And it's a ban. Like my team know never to put clients into that 1 week. And why is that important? Because I need white space. And what does white space mean? White space is like my role as the feminine CEO of our company is to lead the vision. Actually, I should even say from here, I lead the vision from my heart space, from a place of highest good for all. And to do that, I need the space to be creative. I need that space to be able to be in tune, in alignment, and have what I call rejuvenation. Because when I work, right, because I'm a very driven person and I'm looking at the people here, I know you're driven as well. So if you're a driven person, when you work, you really work. So that's me. When I just go for it, I really go for it. So that's how I do my month. But then on a weekly basis, let's take one of the weeks that's the coaching week, right? What I do is on a Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I don't have appointments. This is the time for me to work on the business. So I do anything that a CEO would do. Like, so I'm implementing the vision, I'm meeting with the team, I'm delegating the team, and I'm also creating content. And how I do that is really simple. And I think I might do a separate live training on that, because the way that we've now nailed our content in this company means that I just have to do this. It's all I have to do. And the team do the rest for me. So all I have to do is show up in my genius zone, right? So let's take, so that week where I've got on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm working on the business. On the Tuesday and Thursday, I call it my back-to-back cup of tea and a wee day, My clients all know this. My clients all know that when I'm in coaching mode, I am back to back coaching, right? I would prefer to coach all day. And by the way, I only work from 9 o'clock till like 2:30. I prefer to coach back to back with a cup of tea and a wee in between. Like, it's a bit of a joke, but it's kind of true. And I make sure I have a green juice. I make sure I have some tuna and salad during the day for lunch. But I'm just back to back because I'm in an energy zone of service. So I'm not jumping out of that and going, oh my gosh, I need to do some admin, or oh my gosh, I need to do some marketing. Oh my gosh, what are the team doing? No, I'm down the line and all I do is focus on client service on that Tuesday and Thursday. And that happens 2 weeks of the month, right? And so that's all of the service that I do, other than coming into our groups and, on a daily basis, just, answering a few questions and showing meetings. So I keep it really simple. And then the next thing that I do, which doesn't sound like rocket science, but I tell you what, I've coached hundreds of female entrepreneurs and some men as well. And females in particular tend to really miss this point. Keep your business model simple. Like, seriously, keep really focused. Have one really awesome product, service, package, whatever it is. Have one really awesome one that you focus all your attention on. So all of your marketing goes to that one. Draw a little bell curve. My whiteboard's over there. So anyway, we've all seen this bell curve, like when we're in high school. Here's the bell curve. And what I say to my clients is if you just stay here in this, in this middle zone, for goodness sake, if you just focus on the ideal client right here in the middle and do everything that speaks to that ideal client, do all of your marketing funnels to that one client and that one offering that you have, you can still offer other things on either side, right? You can still have, a person who comes in here for maybe a low ticket offer, a person who comes over here that's, not really that ideal client. They come in for a short-term program with you, but you've got this one offering. And I always say, if you're in a service base, it's the highest ticket offering that you can give, like the highest level service you can offer. If it's a product, it's the highest level, most profitable product. I can actually see one of my clients on here, we did this for her yesterday, is go, you know what, just nail that, like be so clear on that really high-end product offering that you're in your genius zone about, like, inside and out, that you're so different to everyone else. Like, in everyone, you have this. Even if you don't know what it is yet, go and find this, because every one of us has that absolute pinpoint genius zone, and you focus all your efforts onto that. So the problem, again, what I find is that most entrepreneurs have so many different offerings going on, and their energy is actually split everywhere else. So to go back to this, starting to reiterate, like how I'm able to do multiple six figures working part-time. And my husband just did a little tally for me a couple of days ago. He goes, you work 21 hours a week, right? But then that's 21 hours for 2 weeks of the month. And the other 2, I don't have to work if I don't want to. I love working. I'm sure you do too. I love it. And my kids are at school anyway, so I kind of like to work on the business. But in those, I'm usually doing like more creative stuff. So I get really lost in the magazine. I get really lost in creating our content for our clients. So I don't even know how many hours. It's not much. It's not 21. So I literally, I'm telling you now, I walk the talk. Like, I literally have been able to work 21 hours, on those heavy weeks, so to speak, because of these things. Because of starting my day with the heart-brain coherence meditation, which takes me 3 minutes. I then work out energy days, so I don't mix what I'm doing in a day. So it's client service days, or it's marketing day, or it's admin day, which luckily I don't have to do a lot of admin these days. I then make sure that I focus my model in one main offering to one client and do everything that's focused straight towards that. What I then make sure I do is every 4th week I have completely cleared, like no bookings, no nothing. It's white space, like it's flex time, it's rejuvenation time. It's so that I can really build myself back up so that when I am going, I go, like I'm very driven. One last thing then is that on a daily basis, the way that we're able to generate revenue in our company, and my clients all know this, I say this to them a million times and I have to constantly say it again, is set up your day when you're not in client service or when you're not, say, working on your product, perhaps you're the maker of your product. Do 3 things before 11 a.m. that go towards making money. I'm going to say it again. 3 things before 11 a.m. which go towards making money in your business. Because the problem I see, especially with women, is that we often are not even doing money-making activities in our business, right? Ross says, I need this reminder. Yeah, and Vanessa says, love this focus. So you can see how even in my energy right now, this is the type of energy that I bring to my business. It's like we go, like we're down the line, we get focused. You know, it's like I was thinking about it this morning. I want to go back and do some target practice. My husband and I like do a bit of, you know, bow and arrow shooting, right? Just when I want to get really laser focused, because how you do one thing's how you do everything. So I'm feeling like, wow, like I'm feeling very driven and down the line. Now this is really masculine energy, right? This real driven down the line focus. So then if you think about how I flip that into the feminine, you know, receptivity energy of having lots of white space in my business, having lots of time to be able to be creative and to, you know, allow myself, my energy to rejuvenate. Like it's like blending of masculine and feminine so that I can then get really driven. So if you do 3 things before 11 a.m. which make money in your business, and you do that even if it's just 3 days a week, like imagine having 9, to calculate for a second, 9 money generating activities that you're doing during the week as just a skeleton. Like even if you did nothing else, but you did 3 things each day for 3 days a week, that's 9 things towards making the needle move in your business. And here's the thing, if you're in business, this is not a hobby, right? If you're in business, it is your job. If you're the head of the company, if it's your business, your job as the CEO, and I mentioned one of them before, which is drive the vision of the company. Number 2 is working out cash. Working out cash. So you may not have to do all of the activities to make the revenue in your business, but like for most people, for the first at least 2 years, sometimes 5 years, even more, you may still be the best person to make money in your business. And guess what? That's me, right? So it's still my job to go and work out how to create cash, to then pay my team, to then invest in Facebook ads, to invest in our live workshops. So that's my job, is vision and creating cash. So have a think about this for you. Like if you own your own business or you are thinking about owning your own business, if you kept it as simple as what I do, like imagine what you can actually create. And here's the thing. So it's 9:15. You may be watching this later. So 15 minutes, I've started work, 13 minutes ago. I'll finish this one. I've got one phone call for half an hour and then I'm off for the day, right? So my job is done. The team will keep the rest of the things ticking along. And the only way I've gotten to that point is to get super focused and then allow myself to have that beautiful time and energy to go and hang out with my family, right? It's a Friday. We decided to not send the kids to school for the next few days because I'm really tired. It's like, you know, nearly school holidays, but they are done. So we decided we'll keep them home for a bit because we can. So hi, everybody. Everyone's saying hi. Awesome, awesome. So let me know, like, you know, what are you taking from this today? You know, what are you taking from how you could change up what you do in your day so that you feel more energetic, you have more impact, you actually make more money in your business so that you can then have more flexibility and freedom, right? And look, honestly, this works the same even if you don't have a business, right? So I'm having a look at some of these people here. Some people, maybe you've got like lots of kids, right? So if you've got lots of kids, it's like running a business. It's like a full-time business. It's like you need to look after yourself first. So start your day with this beautiful heart-brain coherence. Make sure that you're in your, focus. What needs to get done this week? And it's not a big fat list. Oh my gosh. I remember the days when, because I'm a Virgo, I love a list. I used to write this massive list of all of these things that need to be achieved in the week. And then what happens is that often you don't get to the whole list, and then you start eroding your confidence and trust of yourself because you didn't get it done. So you wipe the slate clean and just go, well, I only need to get 3 focuses for each week. And then on a daily basis, what 3 things can I do before 11 o'clock that make money in my business or that achieve those goals? So if you're not in a business, what helps me achieve those goals? And you'll be surprised how quick that you actually tick stuff off. The last bit, and Lucy says, forward planning and focus. Simplicity and focus. Lots of white space is the other thing to do. Have energy days where you just focus on one thing in that day, and make sure you start up that day with a heart-brain coherence. All right, so we've got lots of you joining, and I invite you to go back to the start, and I only want to keep this at 20 minutes now. I want to keep this here, but I invite you to go back and watch the start, because what I'm telling you today can absolutely transform the way that you do business, the way that you show up every day, and the way that you get energy back for you so that you can go and do more fun things with your family. So you can go and travel the world like I do. Got my New York shirt on today, my New York poster behind me. I've just announced that I'm going to New York in November this year. So this year I've already been to Bali. I've already been to San Diego. I'm going to Bali again in August. I've got Paris in May, New York in November, and I've got Sundance in Utah in July. I didn't do that in order. So there are all of the trips that I've already committed to that I'm doing for me, for business. And these aren't even the trips with our family. So then our family trips, we've got a whole host of them done. And I can do this because I'm really focused. Keep it simple. That's the key to all. Structure and flow. That's right, Jackie. Structure and flow. Structure and flow. Masculine, feminine. Masculine, feminine. All right. Hope that helps. Let me know. Okay. Much love. Have a great day.